What's going on, all my loyal Dragonites out there in the Dragon Den? King of Dragons 5000 is back with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Fury Toys Samurai Animals Spring. Getting Spring out of the box, he is a nice looking figure, but before we go on to his details, let's run through his accessories. Spring comes with two very nice head sculpts, 2 pairs of hands, 2 swords, 2 sheaths, 2 kunai, 2 kamas, and 2 chains. So overall, a pretty good handful of accessories for a Spring here. So with that out of the way, let's have a closer look at the samurai turtle known as Spring. Having a closer look at Spring, you will notice he looks oddly familiar. Spring is a third-party Ninja Turtle, and in case you can't tell, he is supposed to be Leonardo. Spring has a very interesting look for the samurai turtles, and I really like what they did with this figure. Moving on to his head, he is wearing your traditional samurai helmet, which looks very nice. Spring's samurai helmet is done very nice, from the crest that adorns the front of his helmet to the back, which has the armored plating. Spring is also wearing a scarf that covers most of his face, and it is sculpted beautifully. The sculpt on the helmet is very well done. You can see some nicks and dings in the helmet, so very good job by Fury Toys. On his neck, Spring is wearing that same scarf that's covering his face, and they did a really good job with this scarf. It has some painted detail to simulate some wear and tear, and it is frayed at the edges. Spring has a belt that goes around his torso with some shurikens on it, and the paint job on it is very well done. Silvers and browns give it a really nice worn look, and on his left shoulder he is wearing a shoulder pad. On the back of these straps we do have his 2 swords, which look really nice. His shell is also sculpted very well. You can see all the intricate patterns in his shell. It's one of my favorite details on Spring here. Moving on to his arms, Fury Toys did a really good job sculpting some scales on him. It looks very well done, and the green they used with this looks exceptionally well. Because Spring does represent Leonardo, he has some blue wraps around his wrist as well as some leather armor on his hands. We also have some dark gray wraps around his hand, which brings the entire look all together nicely. A brown belt around his waist continues that exact same worn look. We do have some silver ribbons, some nice weathering, and then we do have some soft goods for the belt piece. His legs continue that very nice sculpt work as well as a very clean paint job. He is wearing a pair of leather knee pads with some really nice silver rivets on them. And just like with his forearms, he has some blue wraps around his feet along with some shin armor. And being a samurai turtle warrior, he does have 2 toes on each foot. Overall, the paint and sculpt work on Spring is top notch. For a third party figure, he is done exceptionally well. Now he is on the shorter side, and if you don't believe me, let's get him compared to our usual suspects. Here we have him posed with the Marvel Legends Cyclops and the DC Multiverse Superman, Mattel's WWE Elite Series and Mezco's 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man, the Lightning Collection White Ranger, and the Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And finally we do have Spring posed next to the NECA cartoon Leonardo and movie Leonardo. For being listed as a 1/12 figure, Spring here is relatively small. But don't let your size fool you, he has some pretty good articulation, and speaking of which, let's run through it. Spring has a double ball joint in the head, shoulder goes out to the side and does a full 360. Swivel hinge at his elbow, double ball joint at the wrist, ball joint in his torso, hips kick forward, back and out to the side, double hinge in his knee, hinge in his ankle, and a forward facing pin for rocker ankle. For being a tiny samurai turtle warrior, he has some impressive articulation. With his accessories, his details, comparisons, and articulation out of the way, let's get him posed for my final thoughts. The Fury Toys Samurai Animal Spring is done very well. For a third-party figure, he feels just like a general release from other toy lines. At no point do I feel like the plastic on him is cheap. He is made of a very durable plastic, which I really love that. This figure was sculpted with love and care, from the detailing on his paint to the phenomenal sculpt work on his skin. Implementing soft goods with this figure was another nice call, especially around his scarf. This is one little figure that I'm proud to say I really recommend Spring for any Ninja Turtles fan. Now yes, he is a third-party Ninja Turtle figure, don't get me wrong, even though he is listed as a samurai, this is basically a third-party Ninja Turtle. Despite being third-party, I feel like Spring carries on the legacy of Leonardo quite well, from the weapons he comes with all the way down to the blue wraps around his outfit. Now, I did pick up Spring from eBay. I unfortunately missed out on the 5K Toys release on him, which I was almost regretting, but I am really thankful I have him in hand. Now, unfortunately, if you are watching this video, he is sold out on 5K Toys, so the only way to get him at this point is through eBay. If you can get a good deal on Spring, he is worth every penny. The sculpt is really solid, the paint is clean. What more can you ask for from a Ninja Turtle or Samurai Turtle? This figure is a love letter to all Ninja Turtles fans, and I really do recommend picking up Spring to add to your Ninja Turtles collection. So with that being said, my fellow Dragonites, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other third-party and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle videos. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. Check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, other goodies, and while you're at it, ring that bell so you never miss a video. And as always, coming from the Dragon Den, I'm King of Dragons 5000. Be safe, take care, and I'll see you guys next time.